really an indication of how far this Alabama team has come under Nate Oats.
Most prolific three-point shooting team in the country. Alabama raining down the threes.
You got to credit this Alabama defense. They get back, they grind, they're right up in you. 6 triples in the first 4 minutes.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Nate Oats Show, brought to you by Tri-Green Equipment, along with the head coach of the Crimson Tide. I'm Chris Stewart. Coach, frustrating in that you get the loss to Georgia. The win over Missouri helped you bounce back from a loss to them earlier, and I guess they showed this week. Any win over them right now, despite their record, is a good win.
Yeah, I mean, they almost beat Auburn. I think it's a 1-point game at their place. So, you know, they're starting to figure themselves out a little bit. I think maybe our first game at their place helped it a little bit. They got a different rotation. Guys that were playing heavy minutes are not playing at all anymore. Guys that weren't playing much are in the starting lineup or heavy in the rotation. So they took them a little longer to figure themselves out, but they're playing pretty good basketball, and they're a hard matchup. You know, they don't really play a true 5 most of the time, so you have a hard time playing your true 5 against them, kind of like us with Bediako. It's why Bediako's minutes were, you know, definitely reduced against these guys and didn't play nearly as much as he usually does. But, you know, I thought our guys showed a lot of fight in that game, coming back from down 14 two different times, down 14, come back, tie it, down 14 again, and came back, got a 10-point win. So there was a lot of positives to take out of that. You know, we just, how hard we played there to close the game.
Right.
We need to get that effort for a whole game. I was hoping we'd learn that lesson going into Georgia, but we're going to eventually learn the lesson, I hope. So we got to play hard, pay attention to defense, get guys really locked into the right things. You know, when we've been that way, we've been a good team, but we just, for whatever reason, we haven't been able to do that as frequently as we need to.
Let's get into the highlights from the matchup with Missouri, and you referenced what they did. They led 33 of the first 36 minutes, but Britton Johnson off the bench early provided quite a spark for you.
Yeah, last time we played them, I said to the staff, we should have played BJ. You know, we lost at their place anyways, and we had an effort problem. And we're never going to have an effort issue out of BJ. He's going to play as hard as he can possibly play and do exactly what he's supposed to do every time. And I think you see it. You know, he gets 3 old boards in just over 2.5 minutes. The end of that play there where he saved it, he came down and got a big-time checkout. You know, Shaq's been playing really well for us. I think he's really been about the right stuff here lately. Been guarding, you know. And again, you just get locked into playing the right way. I think your offense, when you're a talented player like him, your offense just flows. So he's played some good basketball. He played well at Georgia too. He was only 6 of 9 from 3 that game, but this game, you know, he's our leading scorer. He got to the free throw line, 7 of 7 at the line. He's aggressive coming downhill, and it's ironic, you know, leading scorer, leading blue collar guy. I think that goes hand in hand fairly frequently, at least with the talented kids.
JD had some big numbers for you in this one as well, Coach.
Yeah, it was his second start. You know, his first one maybe he was a little nervous. This one I think he settled in, played really hard. You know, he shot the ball well from 3, which has been a question mark, you know, coming into the year with his, but I think he's worked hard to prove he's a shooter. And, you know, I was really happy with the way he played. I think he sees the floor well. And Cornelly had 9 assists. Cornelly, JD, Shaq, they all played really well that game. And when our backcourt's playing well, we're really good. We're tough to cover. If we can get all 5 guys to they're on the floor to play hard on defense, to get our backcourt playing as well, we're a good team. We got to be more consistent.
All right, Coach, as we roll to break, we're going to spend a little more time looking back at the win over Missouri.
All right, we family, right? This should be the best time of your life right now. We all we got.
We welcome you inside the Coleman Coliseum, home of the defending SEC champion.
3 looks ahead to Britton, lays it up and in for 2. And he got fouled.
Been in control, and there's Ellis, another big play on the defensive end.
Lob passed early, caught it, laid it up and in. Catches 3, bottom, and he is fouled.
To Davison, loads up a 3, nothing but the net. Beautiful take by Quinnery. That's the 3rd time now.
Has it, they take it away. JQ, 1 man to beat, lays it up. Let's start over. Tied at 73.
Follow Rojas, yes! Alabama to the big man, and there's Missouri did a lot of things well tonight. A valiant effort by the Tigers, but Alabama terrific in the second half.
Try Green Equipment brings us the Coach Nate Oats Show. And Coach, coming off of Missouri, kind of felt like you were going to a really good spot with your team, but unfortunately back on the road. And I feel like this squad, Coach, may be wearing the target on the chest that last year's squad created by winning the SEC title.
We definitely have that going on. You know, people, we went 16-2. Everybody's trying to get their shot now when we're maybe not playing as well. But some of this is on us too. You know, we didn't pay attention to the details in the Georgia game. Our defense wasn't where it needed to be. You know, we got up 9 on them early in the second half, and get up 9 on a team that's, you know, not won much. You need to put your foot on their throat and finish the job. Well, we didn't do that. We let them hang around, and then we didn't close the game out well. You know, too many turnovers, 19 turnovers, didn't get stops when we needed to, and they took advantage and got a win. And you know, they deserve to. They were playing hard, even though they're 0-6 in the league. And you know, we didn't. You know, our guys kind of admit after the fact maybe they didn't take games as seriously as they needed to, and what we tried to warn them. But we, you know, as a coach, that's part of my job is to figure out how to motivate them to take those games seriously. And right now, we're still trying to figure that out. You know, we've had some discussions with players on the team, the whole team, a couple times. We're trying to figure it out, because I think if we can get this figured out to where we pay attention to details on defense, play hard the whole time, take care of the ball, like, we're a really good basketball team, as we've shown. We need some leadership. We need a group of guys to really figure that out.
All right, Coach, let's get into the highlights from the game with Georgia, and there were quite a few. You led this one at halftime, and again, great to see Jaden Shackelford step up and do some great things for you in this one.
Yeah, no, he's playing really well. You know, he shot 6 of 9 from 3 that game. He came out ready to play. You know, he ended up with 20s, getting 20 at least. You know, that was a great assist here. Really pretty play, and good realize hit the shot. You know, the whole group had too many turnovers. You know, just if we could have taken care of the ball and gotten more stops when we needed them to, we'd come out of here with a win. But I think some of the highlights, you know, were good. It's just it's not consistent enough. So, Shackelford played well. Keon played really well. I think Keon's back in a great mental frame of mind. He's playing really hard. He's getting stops. He's get back to being super aggressive on offense like we needed him to be. So I think, and you see he's really unselfish. I think, you know, when you see guys like Keon and Shaq, they're so gifted scorers when they're playing unselfish. You know, they're just playing the right way, and that's, you know, their numbers were pretty high too. I thought Noah was good back in his home state of Georgia. You know, we needed him to be good. We need him to stay out of foul trouble. I think he can really help us. He had some big-time rebounds and some dunks in this game. You know, we got to get everybody cohesive on the defensive end of the floor is where our big issue right now is.
And something that hurt the cause, Coach, when Noah was playing well, you're also able to split him and Darius Miles. Darius gets hurt. Also, Keon, once he got on a roll, got banged up a little bit, and it kind of threw you out of kilter.
Yeah, it did. We needed Keon in there when he was back in the training room trying to figure out what he had going on with his eye. Darius' minutes were limited, and he's been playing well for us. Juwan's out. So, you know, we didn't have the personnel that we maybe would have liked to have had, but that's still no excuse. We had good enough personnel to win that game if we take care of what we're supposed to take care of. So talking to our guys about controlling the stuff we can control our effort, our attention to detail on defense, and we got to do a better job of that. But, you know, we're not far off. Our last 5 losses combined are by 19 points. That's 2 possessions a game. You know, we need to flip 2 to 3 possessions a game in our favor instead of the opponents. And, you know, if we can do that with some little details, we can get this thing back on a winning streak. We've got plenty of really good opportunities in front of us that are against quality teams that, you know, we can swing this thing back in a hurry if we can shore up some of those details. You referenced Juwan Gary. He's the subject of our player spotlight a little bit later in the show, but when we come back, we'll check out some of the team's superlatives so far on this 2021-2022 season. All right, Coach, this is the
time of the show, we take a look at things a little bit out of the box. Let's take a look at some of the superlatives that have taken place this year. And you've had some great wins against great opponents, but this is a little different area. Best chef on the staff, coaching staff.
I would, if he's kind of support staff, Amanda should be here. She's our nutritionist.
Well, then there's that.
So if we don't count her, Hodgson's got a smoker. He's brought me some smoked salmon, ribs before. So I've tasted his more than anybody else. So I'm going to go with Brian on that one.
I would agree with Amanda. And the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, though, that's a little different. Best dancer, if you say anybody other than Antoine Petway,
this is on staff.
Oh, could be players too, I'm told.
Well, if it's players, I'm going to go with Darius. He seems to always be dancing. I think Petway, we've seen him dance a little bit.
Right.
He was an underrated maybe dancer. Aseta's always got like the shoulder dance thing going.
Gotcha.
Too, a little bit.
Understand.
Most caffeinated member of the staff. Look, I'm going to give you two. Charlie and Adam both have to have their coffee in the morning. Oh, shoot, Brian's got to have an iced coffee. I don't know. We've got a lot of guys that need their coffee.
Okay. Whether you're going hot or cold depends on which route you go.
But look, I think there's a spark drink that has all kinds of caffeine. It's another member on staff that has a lot of sparks occasionally.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. From that to assistant coach, most likely to get dunked on. This is so unfair.
I mean,
are we only
going with the three?
Apparently
assistants?
So. That's my guess.
I mean, Charlie, Brian, or
Sorry,
Petway.
Charlie.
Charlie's probably the easiest to get dunked on. Brian probably won't get dunked on. He'd probably put him on the ground.
Petway's going to foul. I saw it.
Well,
I called his
Petway's going to go for the block. So, Petway might be the most likely because he's going to think he can get up there and block him.
That's
and
a
then
good point.
How you end up on the poster. But
that's a really good
probably
point.
Petway or Charlie.
Most likely to be on a reality TV show. Player or coach?
Player or coach, reality TV show.
Got a lot of candidates, don't you?
There's a lot of players I'd like to see fouled around a little bit.
That would be totally different.
Maybe. It's a good question. I think Darius has a lot of spiciness about him. Maybe he's, staff. I think Brian's still single. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a little more exciting lifestyle. I'm not sure.
Moving right along. Most likely to be seen running.
Running?
Running. Who's the runner on the staff?
Amanda. Oh, Clark. You know what? Clark Coulter, our trainer, definitely runs the most. Now, Amanda's run like these 50, 100-mile in one time, like crazy stuff. So she's got the most crazy runs involved in her. But Clark's probably the most consistent runner. He runs like every day, I think.
Yep, that sounds great. Most likely to take a charge.
The team is Britain. I mean, shoot, he's in the game. He takes a charge every time he gets in, I think. So
fair enough.
I don't think that's even close. But Rojas is going to take a few in there, too.
All right.
My guess is Petway took a few when he played.
He took a few. He did indeed. Staff member most likely to show the team footage of their playing days.
Petway.
Yeah,
when he
there's
played at Alabama.
There's no doubt.
He's got the, what do they call it, the Petaway, the layup he made against.
Yes, it was against Florida
right?
that clinched the SEC title 21 years
I
ago.
walk in the doctor's office, the shot's like all over the wall when I got to go into Dr. Bittner's office. It's everywhere around town. So he doesn't even have to show them. They're just up. Wherever you go in town, his pictures up.
It's where legends are made.
Worst golfer. Maybe me. I don't know.
Yeah, but you got an ace this
I got a
summer.
hole-in-one, so maybe I'm not that anymore.
You talk about the ultimate mic drop. You get called out by a writer for your swing at the senior champions event.
Yeah.
And then a week later, you get a hole-in-one?
No, 2 days later.
Excuse me.
So
My bad. My bad. What took you so long?
I know. I had to let him know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to go one-on-one golf with him. But
it's a good call on your part.
That's me. I don't think
Best wakeboarder?
Yeah, nobody's debating that. There's this guy.
Have we got video proof of this? Yeah.
Is this the 360?
This is the fact that you're upright is impressive to me.
This is where me and
Did you do that right there?
Me and Mark Few were trading stories. He's a wakeboarder too out there. Now they don't have as much time. I think maybe 2 months where the water's warm enough up there in Spokane area. We got probably getting the water a month from now maybe. I don't know. It warms up down here pretty quick, but I enjoy it. It's nice. Get out on the boat with the kids in the summer a little bit. All my daughters can wakeboard. They can't do the 360 yet, but they can all wakeboard.
A little different than Buffalo?
Yeah, we didn't have the wakeboard surf boat up in Buffalo. We had a boat. We went went skiing and tubing. But yeah, you had about 2 or 3 months up there, you get in the water. Down here, it's a little bit more
That's
than
a
that.
month and a half more than I thought you had available up there. A little bit better than I thought. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Juwan Gary. Young man is on the injured list at the moment, but hopefully back soon. We'll introduce you to Juwan right after this.
Juwan to the rim. The layup is good. He's red, smoking hot.
I would play football, and because that, I got great hands, and I got a little speed for a dude like me with a big size like me. So yeah, a good football player would be in the picture. Saving, call your boy. It just all my mentality. Like I'm not always, I'm not the skillest player. I'm not the person trying to score 30 points. I just go out there playing my hardest. Just something that I always had a mentality since I was a young boy. So yeah, just always been me.
Gary for the dunk.
Insane. That's one word to describe Coach Oats. Insane. I ain't gonna lie. I would say my mom. She's the reason. She shaped me a lot. She called me every day. Give me the word of advice. She always gonna keep it real with me. So the player I am today is really because my support system, the people that push me, like Coach Oats, Petway, everybody that believed in me to become a great player I am today. It's because of them. I would say when we all huddle up together, even though it's part of the game, supposed to come as one unit after a foul, free throw. I feel we always get that one time to get everybody calm, and get that word out, and feel like we get one unit, get as a team, so we get the W.
I get the distinct feeling we're going to have a rebuttal to one of those answers.
I'm going to have to have him give me the definition of what
Insane.
Insane means to him, because it probably means a little different than what it means to me and you.
I was going to say, I thought it was meant positively, but it still came across that way.
Intense, is that what he means by insane? I don't know.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him. We're going to have to ask him. Juwan's a great kid, though. He's come a long way since his freshman year. He's recovered from the knee surgery. He's just as athletic as he was before the knee surgery. It took a lot of work just to get back. He's kind of that glue guy that holds you together, but he's worked really hard on his shot. He's gotten more skilled since he's been here. And we're missing him. When he's been out, with the facial injury, we really missed him. I'd like to think we don't lose that game at Georgia with him, but it'd be great to get him back. We need him. It gives us something that nobody else on the team really has. Last year, we talked to our guys this year a lot about his attitude. He didn't play much at the beginning of last year. He just kept working really hard in practice. By the end of the year, he's playing about 20 minutes a game because he was that valuable to us. Just goes to testament of his work ethic and just him buying into a role that we needed last year, what we need this year, and kind of that blue-collar guy. So happy to see him with some highlights. I liked his answer with what's your favorite moment on the floor, and just the huddle. It shows you he's a team guy. He really cares about his teammates and wants that camaraderie on the floor. And you could tell by the way he plays. He sets a lot of random screens, dunks the ball, runs hard. He really pulls for his teammates a lot too.
Back soon for him?
We need him back. Hopefully Clark clears him here to play pretty soon. We need him. I hope so.
Sounds good. All right, we're back with more in just a moment.
I'll say this too. The crowd was unbelievable tonight. I thought the student section was great. Thanks to everybody that showed up tonight. It was huge for us.
Crimson Chaos has been outstanding, as have all the crowds for your squad. And here's the thing, Coach, it's a marketing perspective. Your games are always interesting. They're always tight. It may not go the way you want it all the time this year, but every one has been an eye catcher, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we've only lost one home game in the last 13 months or so, whatever it's been. So we've been doing a great job protecting home floor for the most part. The Auburn one was tight at the end, but our fans have been great. Our student section's been unbelievable. They're selling out hour before tip and packed and bring tons of noise, and it's big. We still got a chance to. We'd love to just go with the one loss at home, the Auburn one, and win the rest of the home games. If we can do that, we'll be in a great spot. And this Baylor one's huge, you know, top 5 in the country, and just were #1 a couple weeks ago, and it's a big game. And I think our guys will step up and be ready to play. The student section, we need them to be huge. It's on a Saturday. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope our students are. I hope our fans are. You know, everybody get up off their feet, cheer us on. We need stops. We need them loud. We need our players playing with the type of energy that a big-time crowd produces, and I think we've had that for the most part this year.
And the national focus on this game, with them being not only the national, but the Big 12 champions a year ago, Alabama, last year's SEC champions. That's why this matchup takes place. And you're going to go from this game at home and hopefully some momentum carrying over into a matchup on the road, a rematch against the Tigers.
Yeah, you got the former #1 team in the country a couple weeks ago. You got the current #1 team in the country. Our schedule's not for the lighthearted, that's for sure. I mean, we got to go on the road at Auburn, and they beat us here not too long ago. You know, that's going to be a tough game, and got some really good players. We're going to be playing our best basketball. But I like the competition. I like the fact that we do have to be playing our best basketball. There's no time to feel sorry for ourselves after a loss. We got to get ready and go. And I think our players understand that. We've got the talent to compete with both those teams and beat them both. We're going to have to play well on both ends of the floor.
Good luck to you this week. Always appreciate the time. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you here again on the Nate Oats Show.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,